I'm here at the Ridgeline Open Space, and I'm taking the Ridgeline Open Space Loop today. It's located in Castle Rock, Colorado. As you can hear from the car noise, there's a lot of traffic on the street close by here. So don't be thinking you're going to get out in the wilderness on this trip. It's just a moderate trail, about 2.5, 3 miles long. So I've never been on this one before, so see what happens. I wanted you to see my lucky trekking poles. I'm using them for the first time ever on a trail. I slipped and fell 4 times on the last trail I was on, so decided not to do that again. I also have icebreakers with me today. I don't have them on yet, but the trail has some snow on it, inch or so. We've got about 2 to 3 inches in the last couple days ago, so we'll see how it goes. I'm only a quarter mile into the Ridgeline Open Space Loop, and it's so far there's not a lot of great scenery. It's some low-lying hills around here and shrubs and a few pine trees. We'll see if it breaks out and has some nice views here in a few minutes. I spoke too soon back there in the trail when I said there wasn't any views. There's some incredible views looking to the northwest and west. Straight ahead is Mount Evans, I'm pretty sure. I actually haven't hiked this area before, so looking at the Rockies from a little bit farther south of Denver, I'm pretty sure that's Long's Peak in the Rocky Mountain National Park, way off in the distance. So there's Long's Peak straight in front of us, and that's the Rocky Mountain National Park up there. This is part of Castle Rock, just directly below me here. And we're looking pretty much northwest right now. And now this is looking mostly west, slightly north, and that should be Mount Evans right there. It's a beautiful trail, easy hike. I would classify it as easy right now. It's not moderate at all. And there's nobody out here. I passed 2 people, but they were just at the beginning of the trail. When there's snow out here and it's a bit muddy, you lose a lot of hikers. So it's actually kind of nice if you can deal with the mud and the snow. It's really nice to get out. There are a few homes along this ridgeline or bluff in the area, but there's very few right where I'm heading. And of course, the views are still gorgeous. And this trail is really easy to get to if you're in Castle Rock. The trail is looping back around, heading back to the east, getting away a little bit, maybe away from these beautiful views. Be interested to see where it goes, because it goes to the other side of the meadow or these bluffs. I'm getting on the south side of this loop now, and I'm still not seeing anything to the south, which is fine, because you get higher up on the south side of the loop, and you can still see the Rockies to the west and the northwest. Yeah, so it's a beautiful trail. I'd like to break out and see something on the south, but we'll see. I've made it to the pretty much most southerly part of this loop, and fortunately, at least you can see Pikes Peak. You don't have a grand view of the Rockies necessarily from this area, but that is Pikes Peak there, down by Colorado Springs. I believe this road right here, which comes from Castle Rock, this road here heads out to the west, hits a north-south highway that then heads down towards Larkspur, and then after that it'd be Palmer Lake in that area, and then eventually down to Monument. If you cared to see it, here's Castle Rock, and straight in front of us is Castle Rock, and I have my trekking poles in my hands just to make it a little harder. I'm going to try to zoom in on the rock. I've heard somebody call it the rock recently. So that is Castle Rock. I think you can actually walk to the top of it. And we're looking to the east, and that is some of Castle Rock. There's a buck right there. Looks like a pretty good one too. There's a really pretty buck right here. It's a big one. At least I think it's big. Yeah, he's got a real nice rack. There's been several locations like this on the trail where it doesn't get a lot of sun, and so the snow stays out, and you go downhill, not too steep, but it helps having the trekking poles. So it's a real nice hike, though. It's easy. It's an easy hike. It gets a little more difficult when you throw the snow and the slippery part in, but having yak tracks and trekking poles helps take care of that. We're nearly back at the trailhead at the Ridgeline Open Space, and this has been the Ridgeline Open Space Loop. It's about 2.3 miles long. It's actually a pretty easy hike. I would classify it as moderate with the snow and mud, but it's a great trail. You get some great views up here, especially to the west and northwest, looking at the Rockies. And it's right here on the west side of Castle Rock. It's super easy to get to. Now, there's a road that's pretty busy right by the trailhead, but once you get away from that road, you can't hear the traffic very well, and then you get some just gorgeous views of the area. There's not a whole lot of pine trees in the Ridgeline Open Space. You have some great views of the Rockies, but there's one clump right here and some pretty trees. You can see how close the Ridgeline Open Space is and the trailhead is to this road. This road wraps around the west side of Castle Rock. Actually, I don't live very far away from here, and the trailhead is straight ahead of us on the straight ahead, just slightly left. So it's a busy street out here, but you get off this on the trail, and it's pretty quiet. You get away from the traffic, and you get some beautiful views, as you can see right out there. Well, thanks for joining me on another Colorado hike, and you can find more trails like this at hikingtrailsincolorado.com, and I'll leave a link for that, and you can also see a link for the full trail review below, and have a lot of still pictures and all. So thanks for joining me today.